So how do you?
That's what you gonna do, to make your ass stand out. I mean, what niggas like me and a few niggas from my era have is we have the legacy of what we did when we was younger. The shit we did throughout the years.
Yeah. So that's what will still make it a little bit easier for you versus somebody that's just coming out of nowhere trying to get into this. You got
right.
that.
It's still hard, but it's a little easier.
Yeah.
Because you also dealing with, what I mean? These youngsters don't have no motherfucking respect, man.
Yeah, that's it too.
So, you could be a G nigga that come with some fucking fire. You can come with that shit. But they gonna look at you like, nigga, it's time for you to go, nigga, sit at home, nigga. It's our shit now. You know what I mean? Like, instead of niggas taking that shit like, damn, this motherfucker on point. These niggas feeling like niggas is still trying to, because on the West Coast, at least on my side of the West Coast, in LA, it was a time when the young niggas thought that the old niggas didn't want to give it up, didn't want to move over and let them shine.
Yeah.
So it got to a point where they was like, y'all niggas need to just kick back. Nigga, we can all shine. Nigga, y'all can shine, we can shine. Nigga, it's enough money out here for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But the game, LA always had a weirdness about it. I will say the youngsters is more together than we used to be.
Okay.
They're a little bit more together because, out here now you got Crips and Bloods and whatnot. These niggas don't give a damn about that shit. These niggas doing what they do. But back in my day, it was a little bit more politics.
Yeah. But I even look at it like this.
It's just more political.
Just how the changes, like example, like James Brown back in the day, his music kind of played all the way up through a lot of different decades, and nobody was questioning him because it's like, yeah, I like what you putting out. I'm gonna continue, to buy it and stuff. But now it's like, well, now you don't reach this point. I don't know if I can, buy into what you're saying because you're not around my age, and I don't feel you're addressing, what I'm going through.
I think that also has something to do with generations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My generation, and even the generation maybe even after me, had a respect for good music in general.
Yes.
We came in shit. We was buying that shit. But then also, you got to look at it at the times as well, because at that time, we couldn't go online and download that shit.
Yeah, that's true, too. You couldn't preview songs or anything. You just had to buy it or word of mouth. Like,
buy that shit. If you didn't like it, you took it back and they put it in that used bin or something.
Yeah.
But, at first, you couldn't even do that.
Nope.
Once you bought it, it was yours.
Mm-hmm.
So, we had a respect for that music. Because, of course, we was sampling that shit, recreating that shit. We was attached to it, and we was still feeding those cats that was making that music.
Yeah.
We was buying that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what they had with us, what James Brown and Roger and Zapp and George Clinton and all of them had from us was we reinvigorated that shit for them.
Mm-hmm.
But now us here we like now we George Clinton and Zapp and Roger. We now because we niggas that was doing this shit 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But now for us, they go in on YouTube and I want to hear some SCC shit. They go fucking Google that shit and it come up on fuckyourmama.torrent and they go get it for free, no money. So SCC ain't benefiting. We ain't getting a dime for that shit. Because they going to go download it for free. We don't get paid. They get the music and everybody, we sitting back like, damn. Nigga hit me on Facebook one time and say, man, I just got your whole discography.
Whoa.
Is that right? I'm sitting here like, is that right? I'm like, I never put out no fucking discography, bro. So you mean to tell me you got every single record that I ever made? He said, yeah. Of course he got it off the internet. He just downloaded all that shit. And at this point, it is what it is. I ain't whining and crying about it now, but I went through a stage where I was pissed off about that shit.
With how streaming's coming in now more so, do you think that'll be more of a change for the better, or will it be more of a downfall? Because I've just seen how YouTube came with that YouTube Music now, where people pay such amount every month to stream music.
Right? Yeah. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you. I guess on the note is better. On one hand, it's better because you're gonna get paid something. You're gonna get paid something. Now, on another note, you know, you're getting crumbs, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They paying you for sure, and that's cool. But they giving you crumbs, and I think that's something that's gonna have to happen in the future, man. They gonna have to fix that shit, man.
Two.